Hey there everybody, my name is Sebastian and today we are going to be carrying on with the Astra Militarum army project for 2026. If you've not seen the last video, go and watch it because in that video I talk about the project and what I want to get from it and all that lovely stuff. And also you get to see me build this bad boy. This is the Rogel Dawn. I was extremely proud of this model and still am. This is possibly one of my favorite models that I have done this year or in my army building Warhammer stuff. But today we are not going to be focusing on this. We are going to be focused on the shock troops. That is right. So today we're going to be doing some Astra Militarum shock troops. I have gone ahead. I've already built them because, well, who wants to watch me build 10 miniatures? Is just no point. But yeah, I've gone ahead, I've built them all. I've also gone ahead and built this. This is a little placement marker, objective marker. That's what I'm looking for. This is a little objective marker for my tabletop. I've already got one for my Black Templars, as you can see right here. I do need to make some more of these because having custom objective markers for your army is really, really cool. And also, I just had some spare bits lying about, so went ahead and did that. But today, we're going to be focusing in on these guys here. As you can see, I've already gone ahead. I've already built them. They are all ready to be primed, painted, and played with. So yeah, so they're looking pretty cool. It was an absolute pain in the ass to go ahead and build these. It took me a very long time. And yeah, it's just going from Space Marines and big vehicles to miniatures this small. Yeah, it is something different, but I am so looking forward to doing it. So what is the plan? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start base coating them, going to start painting them, and we'll go from there. I am going to hopefully try some army painting techniques, some batch painting. So I'll do all the base coat first, then do all of the overalls, and then all the armor, then all the weapons and all the heads, and hopefully that works out. But we'll see. You guys will probably see in the final edit. I don't want this video to be too long. With that being said, let me stop rambling and get on with the painting. Okay, so with the Cadian shock troops are the basic battle line for your Astra Militarum army, and they'll be doing most of the grunt work. I want to try and keep the video sub 15 minutes long, but we'll see how that turns out. But anyway, for these guys, I am using just a army speed painter Grim Black through the airbrush. Normally, I go ahead and use a Black Legion contrast. Didn't have any to hand. Black Legion contrast, or any Games Workshop contrast for that matter of fact, go through airbrushes really, really nicely. But yeah, so giving these guys a nice thick coat in this speed paint. I did have a few issues with it. It was a little bit too thick going through, so I could have thinned it ever so slightly. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I normally use Games Workshop contrast paints for base coats, but I had to do what I had to do with what I had on hand. But yeah, so that is it for the base coat. Nothing too fancy with that one. Okay, so up next we are going to be working on the actual sort of tan colour of their coveralls or underalls, whatever you want to call them. For this, it's nothing special. It's just some Raykar flesh that's been thinned down and put through the airbrush. Now, I do have a rattle can of this from Colourforge. It's a colour matched paint to the Raykar flesh, and I really wish I used that instead of this. I was trying to be really careful not to try and hit the armor panels, so I can still do those with a nice dark green, but it didn't make a lick of difference. So next time, if you're going to be doing this, just get a rattle can from Colourforge and go from there. It will save you so much time. Right, so up next is all of the armor panels, this being the breastplate, knee pads and shoulder pads. It also will be the same color used for any weapons within this army as well. So what is the color? Well, it is Vulcan green. Now, if you remember in the last video, that being the Rogel Dawn video, we ended up using some Mantis Warriors green, which was a really nice color. I did try it on these minis. It didn't really fit how I wanted it to, sorry. So I went back into my local Games Workshop, had a chat with them, and decided to go with some Vulcan green. And you know what? I am very happy with this color. It's a nice mix of that dark but light green, and it's it is what I had in mind for these troops with the tan coveralls. I was going to do black coveralls, but I don't think the black and green one looks good. But yeah, the tan and green looks really, really good. So if you're wanting to do this at home and follow me, then get yourself some Vulcan green. So up next was all of the leather pouches, webbing, and bits and pieces like that. So I've got 3 colors to hand. I have Rhinox Hide, Morfang Brown, and Doomball Brown. If you're a quite avid user of Games Workshop paint, you know that we are currently using Morfang Brown. Morfang struck me as more of a worn leather look than the Rhinox and the Doomball. The boots was also done in Morfang Brown as well, which I kind of wish I'd changed. I kind of wish I did them in a mix of Morfang and Rhinox, but it is what it is. It's still a really nice colour. I am planning on expanding and getting some more browns. So if you've got any brown recipes in your heads, do tell me in the comments below, and I might give those a go. But yeah, so it's nothing too drastic. So just anything that looks like a strap or looks like a pouch got a coat of Morfang Brown. Okay, so moving on to skin. I was gonna leave this out because people that do painting, they all have their own skin recipes and skin bits and pieces. But I thought I'd throw my 2 cents into the hat. And to be honest, it's nothing too fancy. It is literally just some Cadian flesh tone straight onto the face and hands. After that, I will do a wash once it dries, and that is my own little concoction, which will be changing in the next few days once the pot has ran out. But for the concoction currently, it is some contrast medium, Avarax, Earthshade, and some Nun oil, and that gives a really, really nice sort of shade to faces. I find leaving eyes, don't do the eyes, there's just no point. But for the rest of the heads, literally any helmet is getting the Vulcan green again, and then any of the face coverings or snoods, they are done in the Raykar flesh. So up next was the shade. The shade is the last thing I tend to do on any miniature. So for this one, it is literally Avarax, Earthshade, some Nun oil, and some contrast medium or contrast thinner or whatever you want to call it. I don't have a recipe as such currently, but that is my plan to get you guys one when my pot runs out and I make a new one. But yeah, so literally smothering this all over the miniature, getting it in all the recesses, all the cracks. I find it also gives a really, really nice shadow. Now you can do the same with oil paints, which I have done on one of them. But for these guys, the current wash will do just nicely. And then last but not least is the base. Now normally I do the base first, but I thought I'd try it a little bit different this time around. So what am I using? I'm using some AK Interactive diorama texture paste stuff. This stuff is incredible. Normally I go ahead and use the Citadel textures and that sort of stuff, but I thought I'd try something a little bit different. Now for the colouring, I am using some, I believe it is AK Interactive Vallejo Pigment Fix. Using Vallejo Pigment Fix for this, mixing it in to the paste. Now, it goes on really nicely and works really nicely. And I think from here on out, this is what I'm going to be using. Now, I think you can use paint as well to get some different colours or whatever. But this stuff is really, really good. And I think this is now my go-to for any basing. 1, it's cheaper. 2, it's easier. And 3, well, why not? So, just like that, these guys are now finished. Now, there is one guy on here which wasn't from this 10-man squad, and it is this guy here. This was one of the very first ones that I built, and this was done, what, about 4 or 5 months ago now, and he looks really, really cool. Now, you can clearly see the difference. This guy has an oil wash, this guy just has an Avarax wash, which I might go back and put an oil wash on these guys. I'm not too sure yet, or I might do it on a different unit. But either way, they still look really, really cool. And I'm very happy with how these guys have come out. And hopefully you guys are as well. First time doing guard, and yes, I know they're in the standard Astra Militarum colours, but you know, I couldn't really think of anything different to do than what other people have done. So I thought, fuck it, we'll just do the normal Astra Militarum colours, and I still think they've come out really, really nicely. The camera doesn't do it justice. The camera is making it look all a bit funky, but is what it is. But hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you guys did enjoy this video, hopefully it's a shorter video. I haven't edited it yet, but hopefully it's a shorter video. I think for little 10-man squads, the videos will be fairly quick, because no one wants to sit through 25 to 30 minutes of painting the same guy over and over again. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, all that lovely stuff. The latest video we did on the Rogal Dawn has blown up, so I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you for all your shares and your comments and bits and pieces like that. But yeah, these guys look really, really cool, and I'm so happy with them, and I'm looking forward to doing some more squads. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.